Hello, Peter. Good to see you. Thank you for agreeing to talk to me. You've been in the program of vertical motion for
Late June or early July of 24 is when I pulled the trigger.
what was going on with you that caused you to start working with us?
Like most people in the program, I was scrolling around on Instagram and I came across one of Tom Cox's little shorts about executive leadership and where's your career heading. And things like that are a dime a dozen in the online world and the social media world. I don't know. I thought, oh, okay, well, what he's saying is make sense, seemed pretty genuine. And I clicked a like and went on. And then he responded back.
Mm.
I thought, okay, what scam is this? Okay. And I thought, this is some guy sitting in some corner office in Chicago. You never know who's out there, or
Agreed.
somebody, or he's gonna, sitting in some floor in India, trying to scam people. But he was like, how's your career search going? And I said, well, it's not, and that's why I'm here. And then
Mm.
he responded back, and we started this dialogue. He sent me a video. Darlene and I watched it, and we were like, we really can't find anything wrong here.
Mm.
I'm a little cautious by nature with new things. And I talked about it with friends, had a conversation with Nelson, kind of an intro call that is done with Nelson, had two of them, as a matter of fact. And one night we were sitting out on the back porch after about maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And again, I was into my second old fashioned, and I thought, you know what? Nothing is happening with what you've done right now. You've gotten your MBA, you're looking at maybe getting a PhD. What is that going to do? Where are you going to go? I have no direction. And I thought,
Mm.
let's just do it.
Wow. I
It was
mean, that's a brave move. And so July of 2024, it is now almost March.
almost March. Yes, it was the $10,000 gamble.
Would have been some, I don't know, either pivotal moments or breakthrough moments, aha moments for you during that time here with us at Vertical Motion.
It started, Sandra, before I joined. It started with watching Tom 25-minute intro video. And he, being in the military, he goes over how generals, admirals are sent to charm school to think like leaders. That doesn't happen very often in the business world. People are moved up and pushed up. Oh, we're going to promote you to a director, and now you have a staff. Here's the 5-minute manager. Here's a book from John Maxwell. Read it. And I can't speak for every company, but I just don't, it just kind of struck me that, yeah, nobody's trained to think like an executive.
Right.
And that's kind of what stuck with me.
Yeah, and I would say, I guess my other question would be, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different, videos, reels on different leadership programs. What is it specifically that resonated with you? Like, what really drew you in? What made you make the decision to start working with us as opposed to all the other noise that's out there? What differentiates us?
It felt genuine. It didn't feel boxed. For me, there was no hard sales pitch. There
Mm.
was no hard, hey, you got to get in right now. This is the price. We can get you locked in and we can get you started. It wasn't about creating numbers. It was about creating I felt like Nelson cared about me.
And that is definitely part of what the team brings. And I think the other piece of that is that tone, that philosophy is also drawing in the right type of people because this is not a program for everybody, right? We're here to help you fish, right? We are going to load you up with the tools and the experiences that'll be delivered by the coaches that you'll also honestly, and we can talk about this for a second, get from the other cohort members.
Correct.
I will say that what has been attracted, the people that have been attracted to vertical motion have all been the people that should be here. So it is a community. And I also think that it is, once you start working with us, it's like expanding your network exponentially with the right people.
Which has happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally has happened just in the conversations I've had with people. The meetup, the mastermind in Denver was great. Dr.
Yeah.
Dan came here to Salt Lake City and we had a chance to spend the afternoon together eating. He introduced me to some people who just
Mm.
happened to be the people I am trying to get in with.
Oh,
It
goodness.
just it also taught me, Sandra, that when Dan said, hey, I'd like you to come meet these people, my first instinct was to say, oh no, I've got something to do. And then I thought,
Right.
no, you've done that before. Where has that gotten you? Let's try
Yeah.
something different.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm talking to the VPs and the heads of this and that for this entertainment group that I'm like, oh my God, these are people I want to go work for.
Oh my goodness.
But it
Yeah.
was the confidence it gave. It's not so much the connection, but the confidence to allow me to do that.
I think that's fantastic. And I'm very proud of you, right? You decided to, okay, I'm going to do something different. And that's very much what we talk about. Part of what we talk about here at Vertical
Yeah,
Motion is that network, is the power of your network, building your network, and honestly, genuinely being interested in other people. So,
correct.
yeah, no,
Being
that's great.
vested, as we say in vertical motion.
And I will say that I have definitely seen some transformation in you since you've shown
Oh,
up. You are definitely one of the, I think, more vocal people here at Vertical Motion. We have a whole community on Slack, and you're also there, I've noticed, to help out other people if they have questions that have anything to do with your, expertise. So we certainly
mhm.
appreciate that. I'm just glad to hear that there's some different ways of thinking and different ways of operating that have helped you. And it was certainly a lot of fun hanging out with you at the mastermind in
That was
Denver.
fun.
And I kind of hope I get to see you, I guess, at our next one
At
in
our next one.
2025.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's also enabled me to have a confidence that I haven't had before. I am now, and that doesn't mean I just get to say whatever I want to
Mhm.
people. Obviously, there's decorum and good manners. But in the just not so much in the office, but everywhere. But in the office, I'm more confident talking to people. I'm a little more eloquent, not more eloquent. I'm a little more careful with my words on how I word things. I'm not afraid to tell people no.
Mm.
I am able to voice my opinion in such a way that I've literally found that a lot of people are coming to me for things now.
Different energy.
Different, it's a different energy.
It's
Yeah,
a
it is definitely a different energy.
Isn't it interesting that I feel like, especially in today's age, we all lean towards doing anything in a silo, right? We all think, well, I'll just sit in front of my screen and I'll go through a module and I'll learn and maybe I'll send an email. I don't, some people are very good at that, but I also feel like if you want to shortcut yourself to the next stage, you need to be in community with people that are like minded, that are trying to do,
Absolutely.
because there is an energy there, right? There is an excitement. I think everybody is in support of what everybody else is trying to do.
Because
So
they're all in the same space.
they're all in the same
We're
space.
all in the same space trying to better themselves
Yeah.
in a way that they didn't know how.
Yeah. And isn't that really who we want as part of our, not only your network, but your friends, right?
Absolutely.
We want,
Absolutely. Do you
yeah,
want
we
somebody who's
want.
going to drag you down all the time? No.
Who's got a better idea? Who's going to lift me up? Who can I lift up? Who's having the elevated conversations? And so I'm kind of watching that pop all over the cohort. And the other thing I was going to say is I feel like the fact that every time anybody in the cohort travels, they're trying to figure who at
Absolutely.
Vertical Motion is in Chicago, who is in Wisconsin, who is in Florida. Like right now, we have Vertical Motion members around the world. We've attracted people from Spain, Kuala Lumpur. I could go on,
Where's
Romania, right? Like,
Rhea's from Africa, right?
that's right. Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah. So
We're a global community is what we are. We're a global community. And being as a global community, we have a little more of a global viewpoint than our complete Western viewpoint. And I think that's something else to notice. And especially I work for an international company, so we have to be very conscious of other people's cultures and ways of doing things. And it helps us get out of our shell a little bit and realize as Americans, we're not the only ones in the room.
Yeah, and I do think that that is part of the philosophy too. If there is something different, if there is something that we don't know, we kind of run toward it and learn about it and embrace it
Sure.
and then start to incorporate it in the language, in how we work with people. So it's just another thing that we've learned. So
Yeah.
it's exciting. I really appreciate you talking to me today. I'm so excited that you're a part of the program, that you have not only taken part, but you've also contributed, I would say, a lot to, I would, even the coaches, right? And the cohort. So thank you so much, Peter.
Welcome. You only get out of it what you put into it.
I
And
agree.
everybody adds their own little dash of whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking with you, and I'll probably see you later today.
Sounds good.